Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about the definition of statistics. So already we know the definition of statistics is divided in two contexts. In that first one, that is statistical data. Based on that context, we have discussed in the last class the characteristics as well as the definition of the statistics. In today's class, we are going to discuss the second context, the definition based on the second context as well as its characteristics, that is statistical method. It is also known as the definition of the statistics in singular sense, not in plural sense, but in singular sense. Now, in singular sense, we call statistics as methods. Now, what is method? Method means it is nothing but it's a way to get done with the work. That is what method. Okay, procedures, we can call it as a principles, procedures, or way of getting done with the work or event. That is what method. Now there are so many definitions with reference to the second context, that is statistical method. Here statistical method means statistics as a method. So many research scholar, they call statistics as method. Now let me highlight the definition given by Professor Croxton and Cowden. They are the famous statistician. They have given a definition. It is like this. I can highlight on the screen. You can see. Just wait, students. Let me highlight. Okay. Now, according to Croxton, statistics is the science of collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. Now, statistics means it is a science. Now, what is science? Science means it's a systematic study of the knowledge. Now, here in the statistics means it is a science of collection. Means it is a systematic study of knowledge regarding collecting the numerical data, presenting the numerical data, analyzing the numerical data, as well as the final step, that is interpretation of the numerical data. Now, what is collection of numerical data? It's all about collecting the data or numerical information or raw information, collecting the raw information, not meaningful information, but raw information. That is what collection. Now, what is presentation? As you know, presentation means presenting the information. Means presenting in a order, presenting in chronological order, presentation with the help of some statistical tool or statistical method. That is what presentation. The next step or next characteristic, which was highlighted by Croxton and Cowden, that is analysis. They say statistics is a process of analysis or analyzing the numerical data. Now, what is analysis? In Kannada, we say vishleshane. Vishleshane maduvudu. Analysis. So there are so many sophisticated, simple mathematical methods or statistical tools, formulas in order to analyze the data. By using those statistical and mathematical tools, we can analyze. Here, analysis means detailed examination. Yes, dear students, analysis means detailed examination, cross verification of the collected data or presented data. That is what analysis. And at last, he says statistics is it is also a science of interpretation. Interpretation means proper explanation, the exact explanation, reliable explanation. That is what interpretation. Okay. Now, how we can call a statistics as a method? As you know, the subject accountancy. As you people are from commerce background, you know the subject accountancy, right? Now, accountancy is a subject, just like accountancy, just like mathematics. These are the subject, right? So these are the subject which are known as by using some methods, formulas, some mathematical formulas, tools. They're gonna deal with some real life aspect. In the same way, we can call statistics as also a method or body of principles, body of methods, just like accounts and mathematics. Okay, which deals with the accountancy mainly deals with how to prepare journal book, how to prepare ledger book, how to prepare a balance sheet statement. Yes or not? In the same way, the statistics also considered as a method, as a subject. Okay, now let me move further. That is about characteristics. In the second slide, you can observe on the screen, I have written characteristics of statistics. Now, let us deal with the characteristic of statistics on the singular sense, that is second context. In that first characteristic, that is collection of data. Now, what is collection of data? The term itself says it's all about collecting. Collecting what? Kale hakudu. Collecting the data. Data means it's just like raw information. Data means here raw information, just like raw material. Okay, so collection of the data. Now, the process collection, it is a first step or beginning stage of statistical inquiry. For example, you just assume that you are a research scholar. Then you gonna make study on so and so aspect. Then you need to collect the information with regarding that particular field. Okay, now you have to collect the information. Now, the statistics in the subject called statistics, the collection of data can be done from two sources. That is, first one, primary source, and second one, secondary source. So it's also known as primary data as well as secondary data. Now, what is primary data? Primary data means it's a data collected for the first time. If you collect fresh data from the public or from the population, intended population, then we can call those fresh hand data as primary data. And what about the secondary data? Secondary data, it is not freshly collected, but already it was collected by someone, and you are going to just use those information which was already published, just like textbook, your NCERT textbooks. It's already published by someone or some organization, but you people are just using it for your purpose. Yes or not? Yes. That is what secondary source of data or secondary type of data. Now, let me move further. The second step or second characteristic of statistics, that is organization of data. Now, what is organization of data? Organization, you know what is organizing. Organizing means grouping or arranging. We can call it as arrangements. Organization, the system. Organization means it's a system. arrangement, or else we can call it as a ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, arrangement. So whatever the data so far you have collected, ನೀವೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, you have to organize those information systematically. The concept organization can be understood by the following 3 steps. So mainly it includes the work like editing, classification, and tabulation. These 3 aspects mutually we can call it as organization. Now what is editing? Editing means whatever the information you collected from the population, you have to edit wherever necessary. Just like while you collect the information, if you get any irrelevant answer from the respondent, then you have to edit it properly. You have to omit the irrelevant answer. You have to omit the irrelevant answer from the respondent. Or else the enumerator, one who collect the information, or the investigator, one who intended to conduct the study, while he record the information, while he make if he do any mistakes or wrong calculation while computing the numerical data, then those data need to be edited before it is presented to public. So that is what editing. Whenever it is necessary, we have to go through editing work. Okay, this is the first step under organization of data. And the second step, that is classification. Now what is classification? Whatever the data collected by the investigator or the researcher or research scholar, the data, it may be in a large voluminous manner. Okay, so voluminous data, it is very difficult to understand. It is not so easy to understand the voluminous data. So we need to classify it. We need to divide it based on what we can divide, based on its common characteristics. Based on its common characteristics. ಅದರ ಕಾಮನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೊತ್ತದ ಆ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಇಟ್. ವೈ? ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಂಡರ್ organization of data. And third one, that is tabulation. Now what is tabulation? Tabulation means it is nothing but tabular presentation. Tabular presentation means presenting or arranging the data in columns and rows. Dear students, by using the columns and rows, if you present the information, if you arrange the information, why we need to arrange the information in columns and rows? For absolute clarity or for better clarity. Okay, it is necessary to give clarity of work. That is why we need to present the information in tabular column. So these are the process involved under organization of data. Let me move further. The third step, that is presentation of data. Now what is presentation of data? It is nothing but whatever the information so far you have collected and organized it in a well manner, now you have to present it somewhere. While presenting, you have to give the importance, the orderly importance. Means first which information you have to present, what is next, like that. So order should be maintained according to its importance level. We have to maintain some orders. Based on that order, we have to present the information. maybe through what papers or may in a digital form, whatever may be. But while presenting the information, the order should be maintained. Okay, if you maintain the order, if you present the data in orderly manner, then it helps statistical analysis. It facilitates the statistical analysis. Otherwise, for statistical analysis, it may be very hectic to conduct a analysis. If it is in orderly manner, then it facilitates the statistical analysis. Now, what is analysis? That is what fourth characteristic, analysis of data. Now, analysis means nothing but detailed examination, or we can call it as cross verification. Whatever the information so far you have presented, so the structure or the elements whatever you have presented, the structure of that data or the elements whatever included in that data should be get verified. Cross verification must be done, or detailed examination of those elements and structure of presented data should be done. That is what analysis. Why we need to make analysis of data? Why? Because in order to draw valid conclusion. Otherwise, what happens? It may lead us, or it may mislead us. We may be confused. So in order to avoid the confusion, or in order to draw proper conclusion, we need to get involved with the work of analysis. ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕ. ಯಾಕೆ? ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that is what analysis of data. Now, for better analysis, this classification is necessary. Classification of data is necessary. If the data is not classified, then the analysis is not easy task. Okay. Now, for better analysis, it is necessary to organize the data. If the data is not organized, then it is not so easy to make analysis. And one more thing, how we can make analysis? By using some methods. There are numerous methods. There are so many methods which were used in analyzing the data. There are simple methods as well as complicated methods. Okay, by using some simple as well as complicated mathematical methods, we can conduct analysis of data. Now, the next fifth characteristic of statistical method, that is interpretation of data. So we can call it as a final step of statistical inquiry. So interpretation is a final step. Now, what is interpretation? Interpretation means the proper explanation. Whatever, while you explain the numerical data, while you analyze and giving explanation to the numerical data presented in the tabular column, you should be very careful. If you are failed in interpreting the result in a proper manner, then it is not possible to draw a valid conclusion. Then it may create distrust. Now what distrust means? The people or the one who use the information, he may lose the confidence on whatever the data presented by you. So that it is very necessary to have the knowledge with regarding statistical methods and statistical tools and the method of interpreting the numerical data. If you are not having sufficient knowledge, if you have failed to interpret in proper manner, then it may create distrust. The one who uses the information, he may lose his confidence towards the presented information. Let me give an example. Now here interpretation means just explanation. Okay, so it is very necessary to give explanation in a reliable and in precise manner. Okay, let me give an example. Suppose that the number of accidents, if someone state like the number of accidents are less in foggy weather than clear weather. It is just statement. You just think that it's just statement that number of accident is less in foggy weather as compared to clear weather. If you give the interpretation like this, then what happens? What it means? It means that it is very safe to drive your car in the fog. Okay, so it may mislead the or misguide the people, one who read the information. So the interpretation should not be like this. Okay, how to give proper interpretation.